barrels of oil, but when they all adjourn from their meeting and they all go home,
they cheat.
They like U.S. dollars, and in this day and age, I guess you can say they like euros. But they all cheat, and they cheat very badly.
Yes, and your overall point being...
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
Well, I think that by President Bush sending our troops into Iraq, that you could think the number of people we have over there, the number of United Nations people that we have over there, and the tens of thousands of journalists that we have over there, and international eyes watching the table, drastically reduces these countries' ability to cheat. And if in any way, shape, or form, us being over there would somehow improve their oil production, I think it would do nothing of the sort. It would just reverse it, if anything.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I don't know. They do cheat, of course. They say we will hold production to the following figures, and then they always overproduce, looking for, as he said, the dollars or the euros or whatever.
Not my name. But only a code.
If what was said last weekend about oil and the party being over is accurate, then you can pretty much imagine the prices are going to go up, and they're going to keep going up, and it's going to eventually precipitate in a crisis that is going to result in what? Well, the answer to that question will depend on what we do between right now and when that moment arrives. We had better start looking into alternative fuels, and we better do it quick. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Art. Pleasure talking to you.
Good to have you.
This is Douglas from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, WMT 600.
Yes.
Anyway, about that new speed record, the plane. I was always under the understanding that the Blackbird SR-71.
Yes.
There was two different engines made for that plane, and the high altitude one, when they used that one, it would fly so high and so fast that even if you locked on to that plane with over the horizon radar and then spun it around 180 degrees, you couldn't shoot it out of the air.
Well, the new record is apparently in the area of about 5,000 miles an hour.
Well, I heard that the high altitude engines, they would run that plane at 6,000 miles an hour.
I can neither confirm nor deny that. I have no idea what the Blackbird was able to do. It's probably still to some degree classified what the top end is. I don't know, but I think the 5,000 mile per hour mark eclipsed what the Blackbird is capable of, but then again, that's just an opinion. I really don't know. West of the Rockies, you're on the air, huh?
Hi, this is Dave with the Seattle area, KBI.
On a cell phone, right, Dave?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what's up?
Well, I just had a comment about the Iraq deal.
Yes, sir?
I don't believe that George Bush would knowingly let those planes hit the Twin Towers.
Right.
But I think the question is whether they took the threat seriously or not.
Well, I've read it, I've seen it myself, and it would come along with a lot of other intelligence. I mean, that he had designs on doing damage inside the U.S. Not a big surprise. But how do you jump from that conclusion? And hindsight is 2020. But back then, how do you jump from that to he's going to drive airplanes into the buildings in the Pentagon and stuff? You can't.
Well, yeah, of course you can. But, I mean, if they had the threat there, and they just didn't see it as a major threat, I think they should have taken the threat a little bit more serious and maybe prevented it. But the other comment I had about the people saying that people questioning the president are not patriots, I don't think they understand what patriotism is. It's basically you're a patriot to the Constitution in our country, not to our government.
Oh, absolutely. That's the whole point. You can be a critic of the United States government, of the president, of what we do. All of that is perfectly patriotic. However, that doesn't stop some of it from being labeled as ridiculous. Ridiculous. Nevertheless, allowed under the Constitution, but ridiculous. And I have seen nothing whatsoever that would indicate to me that there was any specific pre-knowledge about what was going to occur. There have been no precedent for anything like that in the past. So yes, we have hijackings and people would take planes to Cuba and that sort of thing, right? But never even a hint beforehand of the concept of people en masse giving up their lives and driving airplanes into buildings. Not even a clue. And so, in my opinion, people shouting that from the rooftops, though constitutionally certainly protected in doing so,
Your team destroyed a turret.
sound a little wily to me. But, you know, this is America. They're protected. They can say stuff like that if they want to. It's fine. It's just dumb. All right, we're going to take a break, and then when we get back, we're going to talk with a man who believes that all of this, all of us, everything you see, feel, touch, sense, all that is, was designed perhaps by others, beings from elsewhere. It'd be interesting to listen to that argument, see if we all get convinced. From the high desert in the middle of the night, I'm Art Bell, and this is Coast to Coast AM.
What do Mel Gibson and the Coral Castle have in common?
Desert in the great American Southwest. I bid you all good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world's many prolific time zones. I'm Ardell, and this program is Coast to Coast AM, covering every single one of them. Great to be here and honored to be here with you tonight. As it was last night, if you don't get the full Saturday and Sunday program, call your radio station and say, hey, what's up with that? There's nothing more interesting at that time of the night than what they do there. And that's true. The world at this hour, Madrid, Spain, one of the 3 Moroccans arrested in the Madrid train bombings was a follower of a suspected Al-Qaeda member jailed in Spain for allegedly helping plan the whole September 11th thing. In fact, in Spain, it did not go well for the sitting party. The socialists there have just scored a dramatic upset in elections. Unseen conservatives stung by charges they provoked the Madrid terror bombings by supporting the U.S.-led war effort in Iraq, and therefore making Spain a target for Al-Qaeda, so they got tossed out on their ear. It works, doesn't it? Terrorism works, doesn't it? If it can do that, if it can get a whole government tossed out on its ear for supporting the U.S. and what we did in Iraq, then it works. Terrorism works. We have got to go kill these people. That's it. They want us dead. They demonstrated that. They want other people dead around the world that even support us. They need to be real dead, real soon. So we need to get that done. And I almost never say that. Never. But there's just no question. It's flat out, we gotta go kill them. And we got to do it fairly quickly. In Moscow, speaking of elections, Vladimir Putin easily wins another term. 69% of the vote. Wow. It's hard to get 69% without, big a voting base. That's amazing. The Passion of Christ was again the top film. This makes 3 weeks in a row that Passion has been number 1. taking in this time $31.7 million, pushing its total beyond $250 million. Wow! That's a big movie. $250 million in its third week.
Legendary.
And while we're on the subject, I'll tell you, I'm going to give you a little tip.
May the force be with you.
If you ever get to be a talk show host, or want to be a talk show host,
Slaying the turtle.
one of the hardest things you will ever do
Alpha is not my name.
is interview a man who talks to God. You know, as we did last night? It's an incredible thing to do. I mean, on the one hand, you cannot say very much one way or the other because he talks to God. And you don't argue with God's word. Or, you know, even what might be God's word. You have to walk a very fine, really a fine line in such an interview. It's really a remarkable thing. Just absolutely remarkable. So remember that in case you ever get to be a talk show host on the radio. Wait until you've done it a few years before you try interviewing a man who talks to God. Moscow. There is a gigantic fire raging away tonight in a 19th century landmark building